Hello everyone, Genghis here, and welcome to a pretty surreal 1-13 game. It's got some slow moments in it, but I really hope you stick with me till the end, because, well, at least in my opinion, it's kind of worth it. So I was playing the 1-13 on Pilsen with Crazy Monkey, who's an old friend who who used to be a really good player, but hasn't played in quite a while. But yeah, we are on Pilsen, and I decided to actually go on the 0 line instead of what you would maybe expect from someone like me in the 1-13 to go 2-3 line and play like a heavy. But looking at this matchmaking, I didn't really want to fight mouses while side scraping and so on. Mouses are just better than a 1-13 at short range in a brawl. Without hold down being involved, definitely. And on this flank, it's not like the enemies have a lot of very good turret armored tanks I expect here, right? They don't have a lot of 140s, they don't have any Kranwagons over here or stuff like that. So I'm gonna go here because bat shots are easy to play hold down against. E50M I can play hold down against, well, the patterns are the same. And there's two positions you can really use your turret well on this area of the map, in my eyes. From this side of the map at least. You have this right here, or kind of similarly, you can stand there and play that in a similar way. As well as more or less where that batchet is right now, Truth 19. You can go hold down on the road. Obviously, if you're that kind of a player, you can also stand hold down back there, but, well, please don't. I'm actually gonna go back real quick though. Hope you don't get too mad at that. But, you see that batchet over there? If you're spotted in a bush where enemies can shoot you, even if you think you're gonna get unspotted, that's why you don't stay in that bush. So there's a 50B on the right there, which I should have noticed a bit earlier. But, well, my situation awareness is not quite up to par. I'm kind of coming back from a 2-week break, and I've also changed from Bremen to Berlin and my setup a bit. So I'll use those two things as an excuse for having some pretty bad situation awareness and also shooting in this game. At least at certain moments. But my decision making isn't, and the game is very close towards the end. Although, you will see. So, we decide to go up over here a bit because the enemies have fallen back into areas where from here I can't do much without pushing up, which I don't want to do as long as there's a 50B potentially my side. And although I could maybe rush across while he's on reload, I would just be below the enemies, right? We don't have enough here to directly push. We have an E100 over there doing interesting things, by the way. So I decide to move here and play in this hold down position I mentioned earlier, right? As you can see, I'm pretty much only showing my turret, maybe the top of my upper plate. While Crazy decides to go, whoopsie, for that building which has some broken parts you can shoot through. And yeah, that's that. Try and get a shot to that. 140. He moves so quickly. That would be more or less the bad shooting I was talking about. Oh, one of them. So now the enemies are pushing down there with the Batchet and the 140, and our 62A here plays kind of like a donkey and gets caught out. So I decide that now I have to take back this position. We've only got two frontline tanks here on our left, right? Me and Crazy. So the best way to not lose this in my eyes is to have one of us on the upper side, one of us on the lower side. And have the two Batchets in the back supporting us. Batchet and Leo in the back, which are sniping. Supporting us. So, okay, I played kind of bad there. Well, actually, the M48 gets a lucky pen in my upper plate with heat. I'm even going to say it like that. I also maybe overpeak a little bit, making me ammo rack for the next 75 seconds. I guess, reusable rep kits really are a nice thing. But yeah, I'm going to have to be slowed down right now, and that's really, really bad news, actually, because if you look at the score, it's 3-7. And when the score is 3-7, aka your other flank is completely crumbling right now, right, which is what's happening here, you basically need to be counter-pushing your flank. Because if we don't win this flank before all these guys enter the fight, it's definitely over. Although, I mean, how often do you win a game when the score is 3-8? So the 50B is now still in the same corner. Our E100, who was proudly playing the A7 position, has slowly moved up. I see that the 50B is aiming at Crazy, not at me. So I can go for a nice little peek. Rolling nicely high too. Still 20 seconds though before my rep kit comes back. So, wow, not being ammo rack right now would be really enjoyable. But the 50B gets safe just before I reload. Score being 3-8, 3-9. Ah, nice team, they're nice. So they have a full life pattern and 3 one-shots there at this point. And our Leopard, you will see him moving to the screen right now, who is still full life because of his, well, playstyle. At the beginning of the game, is finally moving up. So this gives us one chance to win this. We managed to take out 3 enemies in quick succession here, the 50B, the Batshot, and the 140. All one-shots. And one more pattern. Look at our Batshot, by the way. Any explanations you have for why one would play like that, I am taking, because he could have completely reloaded. I do not know why would you go suicide. If you're in I really don't understand what he was thinking there. But okay, so yeah, the Batshot didn't want to try carrying this game. Scores 8-11 after we managed to clear out that flank real quick, taking out 5 enemies, right? If I count the 50B in quick succession. But it's still not looking good. They have a midlife E100, i7 and an E50M on a couple HP, a mouse which is nearly full life. I think a Batshot is on 700 too, or he's a one-shot maybe. And last but not least, the 263 is a one-shot. Yeah, the mouse is on 2655 HP. On the other side, oopsie, let me do it like this. Crazy is on 16 HP, I'm on 1.2k. Our Leopard is still on 1000. And our E100, who has now arrived there, still has a bunch of HP left, but in all honesty, considering he was standing there at the beginning, unless he was AFK, I'm not trusting him too much with carrying this game. So the only way to kind of have a chance winning this is to play the hold down from the hills here, not let hope the enemies go for cap, and if they cross the open, try and farm them while they're doing that. Since they didn't rush in straight away, we did manage to grind them down a little bit, and the E100 fired there, actually, yeah. So the E100 fired, the i7 was moving back and turning away, and at the same time, the 263 E50M and mouse just got spotted. Well, the E50M got spotted, the others were for a little bit longer. Over here, farming our E100. Now, I know that the Batshot, which earlier crossed over here, is now down to 400 HP, and I'm pretty sure he's somewhere in this area. So I decided to use this moment to take him out, because if I'm focusing on him, right, like me against the one-shot Batshot, in the very worst case, I'm going to take 1 shell from him, and normally I should be able to maybe sidescrape and take 0. Well, if I ignore him, let him reload and come in my back, or our back, while we're all reloading, he's probably going to be a major pain. So very, very important, always take out one-shot autoloaders if you somehow can. And it also allows me to get a bit more of a crossfire, right? Now, instead of me and the other 113, crazy, being in the exact same position, yeah, we have a nice hold down position with the crossfire. And since we are heavy, then it's not like we can rush across the map. That is really pretty nice. And do some more bad shooting there. The enemy mouse is going to start pushing across the open now. And yeah, let's see. I should have gotten a shot in there, but I wasn't really pre-aimed. But I see the mouse. I'm down to 3 AP and 8 heat at this point, as well as a 2 HE. I've got heat loaded for the moment, although I'm considering reloading AP, because the mouse is showing me its flat side. You can see me aim for the turret side, although I hit the whole side, and yeah, I'm reloading AP at this point in time, but the mouse decides to angle his armor now, which, well, doesn't bode too well for me. The Crazy finally gets taken out too, leaving me alone with the Leopard against the entire enemy team. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. The i7 is coming over there, but as you can see, this position is really quite good because I am actually hold down towards that corner, at least to a quite decent degree. The issue is just that there's enemies everywhere, right? The E50M is pushing the Leo right now. The mouse has also crossed. I managed to aim for the track shot though, but sadly he's able to repair. I'm completely out of AP, and I think the i7 is going to peak again, but, well, I need to help the Leopard if I want to have any chance of winning this game. And that snapshot manages to hitting his turret side. The mouse is pushing onto the Leopard now, and the 263 has also come over. The E100 is the only one who's kind of out of the fight. The i7 could peek any moment in my back. Trying to see if I can get any shots there when I notice the i7 peeking. He's actually side-scraping, and since I have heat loaded, you have a pretty decent chance of penetrating an angled upper plate like that. Even you could say normally you should penetrate it. So I managed to take out the i7, and then I noticed the E100 firing, and I know that my focus here is to take out the E100 and the 263, right? So if the E100 just fire, I can kill him before he reloads. even if I wouldn't have high WOT like that. The Neo part has some nice, well, RNG. And notice, very important, I don't waste my shot on the mouse. Go for the one-shots. Always go for the one-shot. And especially, always ignore mouses. Mouses are really always what you want to kill last. Just because I have so much HP and armor. Okay, I'm down to 1 heat shield though at this point. And gonna make sure it connects into the lower plate. Until the mouse finally looks like he gives up. And that's that. Let's have a look at the post-game stats. But yeah, this was really one of the most, I don't know, I would use the word surreal games I've had in a long time playing World of Tanks, because I don't feel like I played extraordinarily well. Also, I did get Nace Tankers, Duo, high caliber Top Gun. I really feel like between my shooting and some other mistakes, I played far from flawlessly, but I still ended up carrying hard. But more than that, it was a kind of game looking at the score and the positioning on the map and everything where even if I would have played flawlessly, I would have been super surprised to win it. But anyway, I ended up doing 7.9k damage, or nearly 8k damage, getting 6 kills and also blocking 4,000. I guess Mr. Gimli, the Leopard, and Crazy helped out as much as I could. Good job also to the enemy 263. Doing a nice job with 7,000 damage. I guess he probably regrets picking over like that at the end and showing me the lower plate without getting a shot in return in. I ended up penning only 20 of my 32 shells. A bunch of them were snapshots and really more than they should have been. It's, you know, getting back into habits. But yeah, lost 16k credits, which, considering that I ended up firing all my heat, isn't that surprising, and especially, again, considering this. I'm making 5,000 XP with a double. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe and like and comment below. And yeah, like I said, what do you think of this game? What happened? Did I play well? Did they throw? Did my team carry? Put it in the comments and see you next time.